Hi, I'm Michelle Austin. I'm the CEO and founder of Fluidity, the only authentic way to do a home bar workout. Over the last 20 years, I have trained over 500,000 people using the Fluidity Barre to get bodies like this. This is Jessica. Jessica lost 19 pounds in just 12 weeks. She lost 10.5 inches off her hips and her thighs. And as you can see from the front of Jessica's shots, she looks gorgeous. But what about the back? Nobody in the world of fitness shows you backline shots because they can't. They don't get the results. Look at the backline and how gorgeous that is. We use the Fluidity Barre to get into the backline. Today I'm about to share with you all our secrets and why the Fluidity Barre is so essential. So unfortunately, the majority of the world stands in pretty bad posture. They have either an anterior tilt, a posterior tilt, a sway back, maybe a lateral tilt. It's disorganized, it's dysfunctional, and does not look your optimal best. If you consider the pelvis as the keystone of the body, wherever the pelvis goes, the spine and knees follow. So as you can see, this is a disaster for not only function, beauty, but also pain's gonna set in. What you really want is an involuntary neutral posture. Now in this position, not only do you look your best, but you actually are the most functioning. So how do you get it? You use the Fluidity Barre to train the front and the back of the body. And when I say involuntary, I mean you're not thinking about it. You don't think about your heartbeat. You don't think about your digestion. Why should you have to hold your posture? This posture has to be involuntary, which is what we give you in Fluidity. Now let's take it a step further and look at the spine. The spine has 3 natural curves to it in order to be in a neutral position. In this lower lumbar spine, you'll see a natural curve to sit in a neutral pelvis. If the spine was to flatten out, your breathing would shallow, your pelvic floor would have dysfunction, and the spine itself would start to collapse on itself. So this neutral spine is essential for function, but also the little lumbar curve is a sexy lower lumbar curve for the back. This is a necessity for both beauty and function. So this is Micah. In 12 weeks, she lost 28 pounds. She went from a size 10 to a size 4. You can see the front line of her body, but again, I'm showing you the back line of her body as well. She looks absolutely gorgeous, and she is in an involuntary neutral pelvis naturally.
Definitely areas that I wanted to work on, and when I started going to Fluidity, I really saw changes. You know, within the first couple weeks, I had always been really self-conscious about my thighs and my hips, and what happened is that because you work the muscles and then you stretch them, you get these long, lean muscles. So I totally flattened out in the front, and I got a nice round shape in the back, which I never had before. It was always sort of like butt and then the rest of my legs. And it was incredible.
So what Micah did was use the Fluidity Barre to strengthen the back, the seat, and the hamstring at the same time, coordinating and integrating those muscles. And the effect is not only to put her into an involuntary neutral, but to make her body flow from head to toe really beautifully. Now this is Erica. Erica lost 24 pounds in 12 weeks and 8 inches off her hips and her thighs. She went from a size 8 to a size 2. And as you can tell, she looks gorgeous. But here should be the aha moment for you guys. I'm going to use my trusted pointer to explain. Erica's booty is stabilizing her body right here. It's tucked under her pelvis, and it is flattening out her spine. She is in a posterior tilt. So her pelvis should not be stabilized. Her body should not be stabilized by her seat. It should be her core. So 12 weeks later, you see this is an involuntary neutral pelvis. Her seat is no longer stabilizing her posture, and her spine has that little lumbar curve, and her booty has popped. Do you guys see the difference? It's enormous. So let's see what Erica has to say.
I love my thighs. I lost 4 inches in my thighs. I went from a size 8 to a size 2, and my body just flows.
So this is the beautiful Philomena. And in 12 weeks, she lost 23 pounds. She looks really sad in her before shot, and she looks really proud and happy in her after shot. Losing that much weight, feeling great about yourself in just simply 12 weeks is what can happen to you too. Now let's take a look at her behind shots. Okay, I'm gonna turn on my pointer and check this out. She is stabilizing with her booty. So she should be stabilizing with her core, but she's not. And her spine has a curve in it. If you look at the shots after, her spine looks in much better condition. She's no longer stabilizing with her seat. In fact, it's popping, and she's in an involuntary neutral position. I can't get these results without the Fluidity Barre. That is why I use the Fluidity Barre. That's why it's an essential piece of equipment. And without the Fluidity Barre, I could not possibly get into the back line like we do now with Fluidity. Okay, let's look at the next one. This is Jessica. Now you looked at it before, but now you can look at it with a critical eye. So I'm going to go right to the back line and show you. Check this out. This is what's called a lateral tilt, when one hip is higher than the other. So you can see she's disorganized. She does not look as good as her after shot. What happens in her after shot? She no longer has a lateral tilt. Her booty pops and her spine is in a natural, involuntary neutral position, which is what is important for both beauty and function. Next up, Liz. Liz lost 60 pounds. That's a lot of weight. And she did so by stopping cardio and just doing Fluidity. She also used our guide to healthy eating that you get with the product that's designed by a Cornell nutritionist. And she has something to tell us. Let's see what it is.
Fluidity worked my body in so many different ways that I could never have done before. My back started getting stronger. I started noticing my body getting smaller and smaller. I started having to buy new clothes more often. My husband started looking at me and winking again.
So Liz is adorable. All right, this is Shane Ann. Shane Ann lost 125 pounds. She went from a size 22 to a size 8. And she was a woman that told me, she gave me a testimonial that basically said, I have no idea how it works. It just works. So she dedicated herself to Fluidity, and she is now living a completely different life, a healthy life, a functional life, a beautiful life. So I'm really proud to be associated with Shane Ann. This is Jody. Jody lost 40 pounds and went from a size 14 to a size 2. And I like to look at Jody and think of every girl's girl, because who hasn't let themselves go, gotten chunky, and wants to go ahead and get that streamlined, gorgeous figure, but has no idea how to achieve it. And she got the Fluidity Barre and then just did the workout, and this is the body she got. Let's see what she has to say.
My results have been phenomenal. At 5'1" or 5'2", I've always wanted to have long, lean muscles, but I thought it was impossible. With the Fluidity workout, I have just become so much more self-confident. I feel so much better in my own skin. So many people have noticed my results.
So now let's review true studio bar movements and the Fluidity Barre. As you can see, the ladies are pulling back with all their might. And this is called water ski thigh work. On the Fluidity Barre, it's called water ski seat work, although you can do thigh work too. And you can pull back with all your weight and the bar doesn't go anywhere. Also, I want to say that the bar also adjusts to your hip height, which is huge coup, because what happens is it allows you to train into better alignment. So it's actually one better than a wall-mounted ballet bar. Here's another one, classic pull-up. Again, the Fluidity Barre supports you. And there's pretzel. And you can push up with all your might. Now, don't be confused, because what happens is there's a bar in the marketplace right now with weights in the front of it, and it's pretending to be able to do a bar studio workout in the home. It can't, I assure you. Fluidity is the only one. And if you're wondering why Fluidity is the only one, is because we have patents. We have lots of patents all around the world, and so nobody's been able to circumvent our patent portfolio. Okay, here's the other one, flat back. This is a quintessential bar studio movement. And as you can see, you can do it in the home with the Fluidity Barre. Chair with ball, chair without ball, either way, the Fluidity Barre supports this. No other bar in the marketplace can do this. And classic bands. Again, we hold steady with the Fluidity Barre doing band work just like a wall-mounted ballet bar. Okay. For all you gals that think you can do bar without a bar, I want to warn you that you are screwing your bodies up, and I will explain to you. I'm hoping to prove to you today to not do that to yourself, because it's terrible. So this lovely lady over here, I'm going to put on my pointer again, and you're going to see that she is strengthening into a lateral tilted pelvis, which means she's creating dysfunction. If I go over here, you can see the spine is being strengthened out of alignment, the hip out of alignment, and you can carry it down to the knee. If she had her Fluidity Barre there, or she had a wall-mounted ballet bar, she could support herself and place this hand on a wall-mounted ballet bar or a Fluidity Barre, and then she could level out her hips. But because she's on one leg with nothing to stabilize her, she's actually training into dysfunction. And in the process of doing that, she's actually making her body look worse, not better. So please, whatever you do, do not be fooled by bar without a bar. It is not a solution. In fact, it's a solution for dysfunction. Open kinetic chain movement, what is it? It's when you strength train without fixing your hands or your feet. You end up working one muscle group. You can do the same in situations like a Pilates clamshell. Again, one muscle group. So you have 630 muscles in your body. It would take you 5 to 6 hours to train into all 630 muscles if you choose to be in open kinetic chain movement. You also discombobulate your neurological system, meaning the muscularity and the neurological system do not coordinate together when you train this way. It took Arnold Schwarzenegger 5 to 6 hours every day to lift weights in open kinetic chain movement and get into 630 muscles. This is not what I would suggest you do. It's very inefficient. It also creates dysfunction. Instead, work out in closed kinetic chain movement. With Fluidity, we fix the hands, the feet. We train 630 muscles all together. It takes us 30 minutes in order to coordinate all the muscles versus 5 to 6 hours. Incredibly efficient. It coordinates the muscularity and the neurological system together in order to create true function. And now I'm going to take out my trusty pointer and show you a few other things. A lot of you are told the squat. The squat is going to get you a great butt. What is the squat going to get you? It is going to get you a big booty and a big set of thighs, right? You're going to enlarge your quadriceps as you enlarge your seat. So with Fluidity, we're strengthening the core, the back, the seat, the hamstrings all at once. And yes, we're touching upon the quadricep, but not huge. In this particular movement, we're able to do backline movement and get the coordination of all these muscles. So it's not just a booty you're developing a back that flows into a seat that flows into a developed hamstring. The hamstring is so needed for not only beauty, for function. Without hamstrings, your knees want to pop off. So don't be fooled by the one-dimensional joke of a squat.
I had tried everything out there. I was working out with a personal trainer and just getting really bulky. I'd been running and doing all kinds of things, but I felt like those exercises just targeted one area, and Fluidity actually made everything proportioned. And then when I honeymooned at the beach, I was able to wear a bikini and felt good in it and felt sexy and had confidence that I had never had before.
Okay, so I want to make sure you guys understand. The proportion she got in her muscularity was because she had the Fluidity Barre and she was doing closed kinetic chain exercises to integrate her muscles to create that proportion. She also was able to do backward muscular development by holding onto the Fluidity Barre and working her back line. So she ended up into an involuntary neutral posture with a proportionately developed figure. Is this making sense? Cool. All right, now we're gonna go on to cardio. Cardio is another big lie. Cardio enhances your metabolism for only 2 hours. After you work out, you get a halo effect for 2 hours. Whereas in Fluidity, when you train 630 muscles and you micro tear the muscles when you're strength training them, they heal in something called the afterburn for 48 hours. So you have a heightened metabolism for 48 hours, and it's far, 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 far superior to cardio for weight loss.
I was 197 pounds. And I ran, several times a week, and the weight did not come off, and I was really sort of discouraged over it. And bought the Fluidity Barre. The weight fell off. I was really surprised. I've lost 40 pounds in 6 months.
Wow. Your Fluidity Barre will arrive fully assembled. It's height adjustable, allowing you to train into proper alignment. It folds down to 5 inches and wheels for easy storage. And I also have to add that MIT engineers design the Fluidity Barre. They design all our bars. You get 30 days free of online class membership. Now remember, the Fluidity is the only way to do an authentic barre class in the home and is the only one that provides these sort of videos. You can train at beginner level, intermediate level, or advanced level and grow with the program. There are all sorts of classes and at different lengths and times and whatnot that you'll be able to find the classes that are right for you. And one other big perk is that you get a deeply discounted monthly membership with a bar purchase. You also get a deeply discounted annual membership with the bar purchase. So when you purchase the Fluidity Barre, this is what you get. You get a Fluidity bar and mat. You get a Fluidity ball and pump. You get 2 different level resistance bands. You get a guide to healthy eating, which is really good. It was put together by a Cornell nutritionist, and it's excellent. You get free priority processing. What that means is you get the bar in 3 to 5 days, anywhere in the country. You also get free 30-day access to online classes, and you get a 30-day risk-free guarantee, meaning you send it back within 30 days and we give your money back, no questions asked. So I hope the webinar today gave you enough confidence and information that you feel ready to buy a Fluidity bar. I promise I will not let you down. It's really as good as I'm saying it is. Also, do me a favor. Take before pictures, take after pictures, and then write me. I want to hear about your success. It doesn't matter if it's a bad hip, incontinence, a bad back, a gorgeous body, anything. I want to hear it, okay? I wish you all the best of luck. I started this company in 1999 with pure intent, and I sure hope you let me prove myself to you. Have a good one.